disgraceful arrest.
Emefiele have not done anything wrong. He's innocent until proven guilty by a court of competent jurisdiction. And please, I don't want, if you want to set this precedence, then set a proper precedence. Emefiele was not the only one involved in all that they are alleging that he was involved with. Where are the other people? Why were they not arrested?
Emefiele was the figurehead.
Emefiele was the central governor of the central bank. If Emefiele was the figurehead, they should arrest President Muhammadu Buhari also, because he's a figurehead.
You can't arrest a president has immunity. Why did they arrest Jonathan? Why was it the president?
Muhammadu Buhari no longer has immunity. His immunity ends the day he passes hands over power. Yes. Yes.
I don't believe that.
His immunity ends the day he hands over power. Emefiele did not do anything wrong. You saying that Emefiele, that why did he stop the redesign of the Naira? There was a Supreme Court ruling that he should stop. He has to stop. If he doesn't, they'll say that.
Now, how do you start when you don't have all your paperwork intact?
To start to redesign the Naira? Who is this dumbhead saying that an ex-president has immunity forever? It doesn't that boy have sense? All
right. If you want to join live, indicate. If you have a contrary opinion.
Was the regional head of state? He did not go to jail.
If you have a contrary opinion. If you have a contrary opinion to John's opinion, you can share. You can come live and defend it. Like I said,
he's just been attacked. He's just being witch hunted.
But he had the right to say no. Why didn't he say no?
To redesigning the Naira, which constitutionally you should do every 4 years or every 5 years.
No, now how can you do something of billions in a poor country that we have not
country that who has not eaten or who hasn't eaten? But by law, you should redesign. The Central Bank of Nigeria redesigns the Naira. Oh, okay. When he was asked why he wanted to redesign the Naira, what was his reasons? His reasons was
corruption. Listen, I have no problem with him redesigning it. I have a problem with him redesigning and going back to status quo.
He went back to status quo because the people that he was trying to fight started fighting him back. Using the Supreme Court.
Okay, let's hear from
Daddy Freeze, I want to talk on personal experience because I heard when you said something about he should have resigned. Yeah, my experience was with the civil service, right? I worked with the civil service for over 13 years. As a matter of fact, I started as a casual staff for 1 year, and then I was given employment back in my state. Now, I went through a lot as a junior staff. As a matter of fact, I faced sexual harassment for so long. It was so bad that I had to ask for transfer from my own state, where I was born and brought up, to another city, right? Now, for free, as in I asked for it without transfer allowance, just because I want to leave my state, because I thought living there will at least save me from whatever harassment that I was going through. So I left there to another city, not knowing that as I was going to the next city, people from my state had already called my colleagues over there that I was coming. Now, some of the things that I went through, I didn't tell anybody. I was keeping it to myself because a lot of people didn't understand me. Family members didn't understand me. Now, it wasn't because I wasn't doing my job. As a matter of fact, I'm like one of the first people that get to the office, and I leave, after 4 close of work. So initially I thought I was the problem, because a lot of people were blaming me. If I tried talking, they were like, oh, you're like, yeah, you're doing this, you're doing that. So it got to a point, I was not telling a colleague of mine that, come on, why is it that in the office, if somebody asks you out and you refuse, they will now turn it to like official, or they will now start treating you somehow. And I said, of course, asking you out in the office is official, so it has to be treated official. Officially, that you have to suffer whatever that comes with your saying no, So that the freeze, I thought it was a joke. So when I went to the next city, and it became so serious, even when I was doing my job, right? I was being picked on and all that. And I was like, what will I do? Because I can't even tell anybody. Now, it's not as if from where I come from, there are not people to like fight for me, or there are not people that I can tell that will go out for me, right? But I still believe in, nature should take its course, If people think, treating me badly is how they are going to prove their superiority to me, then no problem, But for me, I applied to do this job, and the job really helped me. As a matter of fact, I did in-service, working and going to school at the same time, So if this job, my point is because, when it got to the level that I couldn't take anymore, I left the job. It was a good paying job, but it was getting to me to the point that I was almost like absent-minded with thinking and all that, because there are things I don't want to do, and there are things that I just pressed like it was up here. So I left the job. As a matter of fact, I didn't even know how to resign. Not that I didn't know, but I was so confused to the point that I didn't know what to do. I left the job, I left the money, I left everything, and I got back my sanity. So like you said, that if it got so bad that, he could not take it, he should have resigned to avoid this embarrassment now that he's facing. In my own opinion.
100%. 100%. We've got another brother here. Hello, brother. How are you doing? Madam, thank you. Please leave another person in.
Okay.
Can you speak a little
loud?
loud?
Bringing me into your live program, dear. Yeah. So about the Emefiele thing, it is not surprising thing to some of us, because we knew that this day will come. This day will come in the sense that in the history of Nigeria, Emefiele being a CBN governor, in the history of Nigeria and its CBN and its policy, last year we saw a CBN governor whose friends and crannies went to obtain APC presidential form on his behalf, who never came out publicly to deny that he was contesting, he was vying for that position of the presidency, when he was still holding a position of a public servant as a CBN governor. And he didn't only stop at that. He, Emefiele, approached the federal courts then to restrain INEC and the Attorney General of the Federation. So he went to obtain a restraining order to prevent them not to disqualify him in the contestation of that presidency. A CBN governor, someone that is saddled with the responsibility of administering the financial base of that country. That was one. Then, secondly, about what people are talking about, the Naira redesign, it was not even discipline, because these steps that Tinubu took, it's a disciplinary measure. He didn't sack him, he suspended him. And if you look at the case between Sanusi Lamido and the central bank, then when Jonathan suspended him, when the matter went to court, the court explained, gave a ruling and said Jonathan has the power to suspend him, because suspending a CBN governor is a disciplinary measure. If you are taking of outright sack, that is when you need to take of the National House of Assembly to actually sack him from that office. Now we have someone like Emefiele who became so interested in the affairs of politics in that country, such that at the peak of our election, that was when he came out with the Naira redesign policy. He not only did that, he introduced it, and he said that was going to curb inflation and it was going to curb vote buying. Now tell me, when has it became the responsibility of a CBN governor to be interested in who is buying votes or not? Did people not buy votes? Hold on, don't interject me. Did people not buy votes? Was a House of Rep member not found in Port Harcourt with more than $500,000? That money was given to him.
I have a question for you, sir.
Before you ask a question, let me run.
Sorry, John, wait. Then you respond. John, let him
someone in the federal
His voice is up
in Port Harcourt not found with $500,000 and a member of People Democratic Party? Did that stop vote buying? Did it stop vote buying? What is the responsibility of CBN shifting from the core values of CBN and not be meddling in the affairs of INEC and to tell us who are buying votes or not? And again, even after election, did we not have life after election where millions of Nigerians suffer because of that Naira redesign policy that was Naira robbery that Emefiele came out with? That is not even the issue. Now, the issue why he was arrested and what he's being tried for now. DSS had issues with him before now. The issue of terrorism, the issue of round tripping, and all. It is during the course of investigation that we will not know who were capable with him, who gave him those orders, and where did those orders came from. Okay. So let nobody be saying that, I don't want to narrow it to Obi, I don't want to narrow it to Atiku, I don't want to narrow it to Tinubu. What he did, he desecrated that office. He is the CBN governor so far. So where did he meet the dollar? He made land $200 and something.
I want to ask you one question. Is there any place in the Constitution that says that a CBN governor cannot run for the office of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria?
He's a public officer. John, go to your Constitution.
No.
He needs no run for that office until he resigns.
No.
Actually, as a federal serving officer, you cannot run.
Daddy Freeze, buying a form is a declaration of interest. Buying a form is a declaration of interest. Don't come here and bamboozle me, Oga. I'm not from the ghetto. Buying a form is a declaration of interest. He has the right to declare his interest.
No, he does not.
He has the right to declare his interest as a public officer.
He will have to resign.
No, he does not have to resign to declare his interest. He does not have to resign to declare his interest.
You don't need to.
I don't understand what this guy is talking about. He does not have to resign to declare his interest.
Maybe people listening to you, you will have to resign.
He does not have to resign to declare his interest.
Resign to hold public office.
We can come back on that. Let's not waste time.
And you are ready for an election. You will have to tender your position.
You don't have to resign. All you have to do, declaration of it. You don't have to resign to declare your interest.
You have to, because you are not partisan. John, let me tell you, you are not partisan. You cannot be
absolutely. I agree with you.
Put it on your Google. Put it on your Google. You are not partisan. A CBN governor is not supposed to be a political. You are not partisan.
Let me ask you a question.
I am telling you, John.
You understand what we're saying here?
And he not only did that, he went to appeal the Federal High Court.
Wait. Daddy, please.
Okay. Let John respond to you. Let John respond to you.
You cannot run for president as a public civil servant. Huh? But declaration of interest. That form they buy is not. It doesn't make them the party, the flag bearer of their party. It's a declaration of interest form.
For a civil servant.
Him being.
Sorry, for a public servant.
We can bring a lie here. We can bring a lie.
John, you are way wrong. We even read the comments there. For a public servant that holds the office, that holds the treasure, that holds the treasury of the country.
Whether he's a public servant
excuse me,
whether he's a public servant or not, he is a citizen of Nigeria. He has the right to vote and be voted for. True or false?
He has the right to vote and be voted for.
Yes, but you see, the problem is he is sitting on the treasury of the country,
and he has the right to vote to be voted for.
Okay, Daddy Freeze, can you put me and John to a bet? $500 each. He lives in Dubai and I live in Canada. $500 each. When you come back to your program tonight, when you have researched it from a lawyer.
Okay, we don't have to go. We don't have to go to a bed. There's Google. There's Google. There's ChatGPT.
All right, hold on.
For him to take his expression on interest form, he supports this to resign. Can you put us to a bet
guys?
$500 each?
You want to bet, John? A bet
no, I don't want it.
John, do you want it?
Let's do it.
Permit a serving public.
I wish we could even have a lawyer in the house.
Put it on Google. It's there. It's there. Put it on Google. So not only that, he did all that, and he.
Hey, Ocean, can I bring you live? I tried to send you a request. Can I bring you live, Tunde Ocean? Oloye, are you available to come live? If you're interested in saying something about
we
this.
have not even gotten to the Naira redesign. The reason why he was
bro, the Naira redesign was done for the best intentions. Anybody against it is a anybody against the Naira redesign is a thief.
Anybody against it,
including those that are against it now.
Okay, John, I have this for you. John, I have this for you. That is why we call people like you economic saboteurs. Anybody that was for that Naira design, including you, Obi, and Atiku, you were all economic saboteurs. You know what you guys wanted to do? You wanted to rock the boat. You wanted to sink the country down because you must rule it by force or by anything. Because we knew that after election, there was life after election. Let me tell you, John, for those who suffer, let me tell you, for those who suffer that Naira confiscation, I had my mother that was in the hospital.
Excuse me, sir.
And most of our kids miss open. You and your Obi and Atiku, who were saboteurs, who were economic saboteurs of that country.
You know the why your mouth, but why mouth give you now? You don't go like him. If the why mouth like best man, why mouth give you don't go like him. If I why mouth give you, don't go like him. This is you the why mouth. But why mouth give you now? You don't go like him. You don't go calm down now. If I why mouth give you now? You don't go like him. The keep is like you like trail away motor camp. If I why mouth give you, don't go like him.
You are all economic saboteurs.
Yes. You are all economic saboteurs. You all are thieves. You all are thieves.
You all are
thieves.
Do you understand?
One talk Abi, bloody moron. They open mouth, they talk. Zombie.
And how Emefiele transferred 500 billion to Obi, that he was using. We get everything. Do you get me? If you say people that were against that Naira redesign, they were all thieves, including you. You were economic saboteurs. You and your people and your.
No, you can't call him that. You can't insult him. You can't insult John, please. You can pass your
you and your principal. You and your principal not
he started by saying John, those that were opposed to the Naira redesign were all right? That was what he said.
Well, you know, are you part of them?
That was
one and
part of the team. Are you part of them?
That was why I'm saying those that were
Zombie, are you part of
those that were for were economic saboteurs, because I don't see the reason why when thousands of people, you have millions of people that were stripped away from their catch, thousands of people that were in abject poverty, and people who died and couldn't get treatment in the hospital, including like my mother, and you were saying those things were a joke. Your economic saboteurs.
Mother died. Your mother died. Your mother died because of what? Your mother died because they don't build hospitals. Don't play me.
She wasn't. She was not.
You know what you kill your mama? Don't come here and tell me say your mama died. You know what you kill your mama? You want them to say you think I care if your mother died or not?
I don't care as well, but some of you are economic saboteurs, including you.
All right, sir. Sir, please. John, please, let this gentleman talk. Maybe that'll make us calm down a bit.
Yeah, I'm good.
How are you doing?
Okay, so I just wanna make a point. You know, there is no need suspending Emefiele or whatever. You know, I don't support that because I feel like you know, if we want to fight corruption, let's fight corruption wholeheartedly. You understand? Most of the policies that Emefiele did when he was in power, he didn't do it. He didn't act alone. You understand? So,
was the figurehead. They should arrest the president. What Buhari in Daura? They should arrest Buhari in Daura. Is Buhari not the figurehead?
Hold on, let me make my point. Ross, hold on, let me make my point. Let me make my point.
Gives you direction to go implement something. It'd be hard for you to either refuse it.
Let me make my point, bro. Let me make my point. Let me make my point. Let me make my point, bro. So most of the things that Emefiele did, he didn't act alone. You can't just come and accuse him of terrorism. No, you can't do that. You can't just come and accuse him that, although some of his policies are not good, but you can't just accuse him of terrorism, that he's paying $100 million to sponsor terrorists in Afghanistan. I mean, who does that? How can you say that? You know, how can you say that? Like he paid this, he's sponsoring terrorism here, he's sponsoring terrorism there. No, it doesn't work like that. If we want to fight corruption, let's fight corruption, everybody. Let's arrest people that are corrupt. You can't just say that Emefiele is corrupt and you now arrest him and you leave the other people aside. No, it doesn't work like that.
My brother, it is during investigation. What they are even accusing of now, it is during the course of investigation that you will not know who were culpable, how many of those people took the decisions, and all. So you cannot.
So why are you persecuting only him? Why are you persecuting only Emefiele?
Listen, have they even started the persecution? They have not.
Yeah, they are about to charge him to court.
From office, and there is an investigation. My brother,
do you realize? Do you realize?
Investigation.
Do you
call it
generation? You know, say do you realize that the presently sworn in governor of Zamfara State declared his assets to the tune of 9 trillion naira. 9 trillion. That was what he declared as his assets. Those were the monies Emefiele was trying to render useless. Those monies in the bush. Those monies from illegal mines of mineral resources. And you guys are here telling me nonsense.
You can't just come and arrest somebody just like that.
You believe Emefiele is from the south.
That's rubbish. That's absolutely
rubbish.
That's
what's going on.
You can't just come and arrest him and say, hey, Emefiele.
India redesigned their currency.
Doesn't work like that.
India redesigned their currency for this same week, and they implemented it under 1 week.
I'm from Edo State.
And they implemented it under 1 week.
My mother didn't die. Emefiele wanted to lock down the boat, bring that countries down. Do you understand?
He wanted to do what?
John, do you even know what his SM is?
He wanted to do what?
Small medium enterprises.
He wanted to do what?
What do you know what his SM is?
Okay, thank you.
Let me small medium enterprises.
Wi-Fi for educating me.
Let me talk to DF. If you are not ready to listen to me, let me talk to DF. Do you know what SMEs mean? Small medium enterprises. That is small businesses. That includes those who do small businesses from those selling recharge cards, from those selling palm oil, from those selling provision stores, grocery shop, and all that and all. Do you know what the core CBN core is to protect those small medium enterprises? Do you know that during the Naira currency swap, the Naira currency robbery, I'm quoting you now from IMF report. Do you know that we lost most of 85% of our SMEs? Don't come here and cry foul and say.
Why would you lose 85% of your SMEs why would you lose 85% of your SMEs when banks have POS machines?
Use statistics. Listen to news.
When banks have POS machines, why did you lose 75% of your SMEs? Those are not SMEs, they were criminals.
Don't be blinded by your obedience. Listen to
SMEs, they were criminals.
You are not the only person on DS platform. Do you know we lost 85% of our SMEs?
What you lost was the kind of criminal.
Because of the Naira redesign. Because
SME cannot be affected by Naira redesign, sir.
Because of the hardship. You know that we lost that. You know that we lost that. You have about 3.3 trillion naira. DF, you have about 3.3 trillion naira in speculation. This guy only printed 500 billion. That is not even 1/6 because I read mathematics. That is not even 1/6 of the money in circulation. And you think the country could cope with that? John, do you know what SMEs mean? Do you know the power of SMEs? Do you know how it affects the economy positively? Stop trying because
wait.
you are not
Oh, God. Okay, no, they talk like train, like
from the start. We will find out. Those who were behind those Naira redesign policy, we will find out those who have been doing and tripping with our dollars. We will find out those who wanted to grant the institution of CBN, who went to court and served.
Who will find out that finding out?
So what about bro?
Who wanted to contest the APC party presidential candidate without resigning? We will find out those things.
Bro,
let them do their investigation. Are you guys going to file? Because
you don't want someone else to talk. You can talk.
SMEs were affected. Now, my brother, hold on. My brother, Merige, please leave so I can bring somebody else. Since the hot Daddy Freeze, John and Freeze. Thank you so much, brother. Hold on, John. Make I start my market. Colombo. Somebody just sent me 1,000 stars on YouTube. Yusuf Oladimeji, God bless you. Yusuf Oladimeji, thank you so much. If you're watching on Instagram, go to YouTube. Sorry, go to Facebook. I beg your pardon. Search for Daddy Freeze. DADDYFREEZE. Scroll down to today's video, bottom left-hand corner. You will see how to buy my stars. If you're watching on YouTube and you're enjoying this, remember, I have super chats and super stickers for my YouTube family, YouTube people. Oh yeah, buy my super chats and my super stickers. Amazing day it has been on TikTok. Double click the screen, share the video. My #1 gifter is Jackson Bajulai, and my #2 gifter is the 4th man. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm looking for my #1 gifter and my #2 gifter. Let me see who they are. So far, I have 22 money guns. Chop Life Gang leading with 12 money guns. Big Lizard, 2 money guns. Osa Ehi, 2 money guns. House of Gold, 2 money guns. Akube, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 money gun. Babeto, 1 money gun. Izu Best, 1 money gun. And Captain No Jacks, 1 money gun. Thank you guys so much. The 4th man just dropped another money gun. That's right. Make those money guns pop if you're enjoying the live. All right, I have pinned what I'm looking for. People are asking for my account. It's Zenith Bank 100-131-7326. Awesome. So if you have a contribution towards this topic and you want me to bring you live, please send me a request. Are you on John's side or are you on Victor's side? While we're doing this, we're also expecting you to get me those money guns, send me those stars, and of course, those super chats. YouTube people, what's going on, guys? I'm not feeling you people today. What exactly is going on, YouTube? What exactly is going on, YouTube? I'm not feeling you guys. What's going on, YouTube? What's happening? Waiting they share YouTube, waiting they share.
Like I was saying now.
All right, so
first and foremost, Victor said Emefiele printed 1/6 of the money in circulation. Yes, if you want to cop down, if you want, Sir, can I land, please? If you want to cop down, if you want to go cashless, you have to print less money. You cannot be saying you're going cashless while you're printing exact amount of money in circulation. You want to go cashless, so you have to print less money. Tell me why someone will walk into a car lot with 20 million naira to pay for a car. The central bank's policy on cashless economy does not stop people from handling cash. It only limits the amount of cash you can handle. So it is so right that he printed 1/6 of the amount of money presumed to be in circulation. These things were done for the right intentions. What are these right intentions? The kidnappers in the bush collect cash and they keep cash. Remember that immediately that policy was made, the kidnappers for new notes from their clients. So we are asking, who are those financing these people that were against this policy? Because for me, that policy is so right. Kidnappers started asking for new notes. Those that mine Nigerian mineral resources in the north illegally started asking for new notes. People had money stacked in houses in Lagos, stacked in houses in Kano, stacked in houses in Kaduna. They all wanted to take it to the bank. We saw a video, a clear video of an Aboki coming to the bank with 200 and something million naira cash. And you're telling me that a sane businessman, I'll give you an example. People who do legitimate business, like those in the oil and gas industry, don't even keep that amount of money cash. The only thing that will make a human being keep that kind of money cash in his house or anywhere is because those monies are from illicit trades. India did it when they realized that they had issues with monies from drug barons, kidnappers outside the Indian Central Bank, and they did just under 1 week. And the whole nation embraced it, and it worked. So someone coming to tell me that something that was done for the right intention is someone trying to, what did you call it again? Economic saboteurs. Goes a long way in telling me that we are in a country where we have heads mentality. Once you think you support a particular person, regardless of what that person does, right or wrong, is right. I don't see any reason why any politician from the southeast, from the south, who wants to be attacked now, they claim he sponsors Boko Haram, sponsors IPOB or ESN. But we know of people whom Boko Haram members have been found in their houses. Nobody have arrested them. They have not been linked to terrorism. Every legitimate politician from the southeast that the government wants to fight, the first thing is that they sponsor ESN. Please, can you show us links? Can you show us links on how he has transferred money to the terrorists?
Okay, yeah.
All these things are mere allegations. For me, Emefiele is innocent until proven guilty by a court of competent.
Okay, dear. Can I school John? Let me just school him for 3 minutes.
No, you can't school me.
Okay. So dear, let me respond.
Share your opinion.
You can't school
him because
you know reach to school me. If you say your anger not going to catch you.
Can I respond to? Well, nobody's an island of knowledge.
I know, but if to say you reach to school me, your anger not going to catch you.
Things I don't know. There are 1,000 things I don't know. Then I wish to know, and I'll give you a listening ear. But also, there are 1,001 things I know you don't know. Okay, let us start from the 200 million or whatever bulk of cash or stack. Say stack of cash, because that is the English that we use here in America. Stack of cash that you're talking about. Dear, I just left my bank. I can turn my camera for you to see. It's CIBC. I just left there. What did I go to do? I went to make cash deposits. Okay? The cash deposit is such that someone made a transaction and bought one of my vehicle and paid me cash, $18,000. Okay? The maximum amount as an individual you are allowed to withdraw from an individual account is $10,000. If it is above that, you have to declare it and you have to show the origin of the fund and where it's coming from. Okay? Right? There you are. Hold on. Please. Don't interrupt me. I will say here, I'll come to Nigeria. So now, I went to deposit $18,000 cash simply because why? I have the means and I know I have the origin of that funds and where it's coming from tomorrow. So if on Monday my bank sees it that, oh, this guy make a huge cash deposit of $18,000, you understand, and possibly he has a business account with he sells cars and everything, my invoice would have already shown the origin of where that source of that where that fund is coming from. You are not bounded by law not to carry cash. What about Recross? What about those artists that displays money? What about Jay-Z? Let me talk about the young one. What about 6ix9ine and others that displays money? Those young rap artists. You see them carrying money, fronting dollars in US and everything. There is no law that prohibits them. You understand? You have to show the origin of that transaction and where that transaction is coming from. It is when you refuse to declare it or you have no you have no origin to that fund, that is where you will be.
So how do you declare it if it doesn't go through a bank, a banking institution?
There's suspicion of being money laundering. Then in the typical
how do you declare it if it doesn't go through a banking institution?
In the case of Nigeria.
Okay, answer me now. How do you declare it if it doesn't go through a banking institution?
I said, let me speak. In the case of Nigeria,
no, how do you declare it if it does not go through a banking institution?
Hold on, how they wanted to tame kidnapping and all. Wait, in Nigeria, in stages of economic growth, you have 6 stages of economic growth. The first one is the traditional society. Back then, when you see those early men trading by barter, using precious stones and all. In the second stage, which is the preconditions for takeoff, that is the stage of Nigeria now, because we are not among the world developed economics. Cash is needed in every facet of transaction.
Nobody said that cash is not needed.
Joe, you are not listening.
Nobody has said that cash is not needed.
Cash is needed in every facet of transaction for a country that is on the precondition stage of development. And such Nigeria. Hold on, as such as Nigeria. So it will interest you to know that those trillions of naira that was in circulation before Emefiele came.
We're not talking about.
Hold on, has always been in circulation because most of our SMEs, our small scale retail outlets, most of them deal with cash. Most of them don't even have bank accounts. Hold on, most of them don't even have, 85% of them don't even have bank accounts, don't even go to bank to make their daily transactions. So for them to have been transacting with cash, it is illegal, very, very legal. And now, for you to say, a CBN governor for all of a sudden to now come at the peak of election where the country was being faced by coronavirus and the Russia and Ukraine war and a developing economy, to say all of a sudden that 86.5% of its populace that transacts, that is software, that is dealing on buying and selling, retailing, all of a sudden you want to synchronize them to be using POS. And you have not built those templates. You have not introduced it over a long period of time. You understand? To start phasing it out gradually. You have not made those machines available to them. You have not brought them you have not brought it to their disposal. You have not made them to be using it. You have not sensitized them enough. And all of a sudden, you want them to take all their cash to the bank where they want to buy baskets of tomato. They won't have to go to First Bank. And all of a sudden, the moment they drop
how
Naira,
much is it?
You are giving them 5,000
Naira. Wait. Let's do some little mathematics. Let's do some little mathematics.
John, if you come to mathematics,
let's do some little mathematics. Let's do some. Relax. Let's do some little mathematics. Please, how much does an SME need to transact her day-to-day business daily?
It depends on the size of your business.
Give me an example. Give me an average. Give me an average.
Listen, all SMEs don't operate on.
Okay, give me an average.
You have to listen and learn. All SMEs don't operate. Daddy Freeze. I put it to you, sir.
Give me an average.
Where you buy your phone.
Give me an average.
If you have a retail store,
Daddy Freeze.
if you have a retail store,
Daddy Freeze.
If you have a retail store, where you buy your phone.
Daddy Freeze, I need to ask a question. Daddy Freeze, remember when you said? You remember when you said that there was a publication that was released that 80% of Nigerians don't have up to 500,000 naira in their banks.
Okay.
Okay, let's do mathematics. 80% of Nigerians don't have up to 500,000 naira in their banks. That means even if they're businessmen, even if they are businessmen, even if they are SMEs, their SMEs are not worth up to 500,000. Okay, let me land. Okay, calm down. You know where I'm going to. Relax. Okay. 80% of 200 million. 80% of 100 million is 80 million. 80% of 200 million is 160 million. Let's say 160 million have 500,000. Have 500,000 naira. 160 million. Have 500,000 naira. You realize that bulk of the money in circulation. Okay, wait now. Bulk of the money in circulation is in the hands of politicians, not in the hands of SMEs.
Oh my God.
Bulk of the money in circulation is in the hand. Bro. Central bank.
Okay,
bro, please let me land.
Let me just
if you won't let me talk, you will talk. If you will not let me talk, you will not talk, Oga. Oga, if you not let me talk, you will not talk.
You won't talk.
Let me land. When I land, you can take the floor. Bulk of the money in circulation is in the hands of politicians and not the SMEs. Now let's go this route. The central bank went further to release a statement saying that out of the money they should have in circulation, only about 20% of it are in commercial banks.
How long are you going to be talking and waiting when you want me to
listen to you? But when you speak, when you rant like a dog. So don't tell me when to stop. Please. Like a dog. Yes, don't tell me when to stop.
What is the problem that you have? You see, you cursing at me now. You can't even. You don't even want to learn.
Don't interject me and tell me how long am I going to talk. Don't do that, bro. Don't do that. Let me land. Oga, let me land. The central bank released the statement.
When will I respond?
When I'm done, I'll tell you to respond. Daddy Freeze, the central bank will.
All right, 5 minutes. 5 minutes, John. 5 minutes, my brother. Daddy, round up. We are rounding off.
Daddy Freeze, the central bank released a statement.
Yes. Who goes first? Go first.
I'm going first. I 5 minutes. Daddy Freeze, the central bank released the statement that out of the money they had in circulation, only about 20% of it are in the commercial banks. What does that mean? Let's say the central bank releases 1 million naira. They are saying that out of that 1 million naira they released, only 200,000 naira are in the banks. So that means 800,000 naira are in homes and in people's coffers. So what the central bank wanted was, you cannot run a country like that. Those monies have to be in the commercial banks, not in people's homes. When they are in people's homes, you can no longer trace those monies. If monies are being paid to purchase arms, there's no way the central bank, as being the apex bank, can control those trades, because the monies did not go through financial institutions. This is what the central bank said. Nobody argued it. And they now said, okay, let's redesign the Naira so that those that have those monies, it will be useless to them. They either bring it back to the financial institutions or keep it there and it will let it rot. Also, trailers, when the central bank released that statement, also trailers of people moving money around the country, money that had been stored underground and had turned into garbage. We all saw those trailers. And someone is coming out to tell me that the central bank did it because they wanted to, what did they call it again, sabotage the economy. Are you guys serious? Listen, Nigerians are just too emotional. If this policy have stayed, if this policy stayed, I don't know why only a particular political party were against that policy. I don't know why every other person was in support of that policy. Only one particular political party was against that policy. Does that mean that particular political party had something to hide? That maybe that's why we are beginning to see elected state governors coming out to tell us that they are declared an asset of 9 trillion naira. A man that does not manufacture shoe, that does not manufacture pencil, does not manufacture sugar, has an asset of 9 trillion naira. Where did they keep all those monies? Where are they coming from? And you're here coming to try to cover corrupt practices because you guys want to make someone a scapegoat because of his tribe. You want to make someone a scapegoat because of his tribe. Go ahead.
No,
go ahead. Let every
tribe
sponsor terrorists. No,
this tribe.
This particular one is a tribal war. It is. Why is it that every time something has to do with an Igbo politician, he's the one sponsoring ESN? They said it was Peter that was sponsoring ESN. Now it's Emefiele that is sponsoring ESN. How many of them are sponsoring the ESN? Or is it that every Igbo man is sponsoring ESN? The people should tell us. Let's know.
All right, my brother. Your 5 minutes are started. Let's hear from you. John did not
I want to go back again to his question and let me explain from the economical aspect of everything that he doesn't seem to understand. First and foremost, like as I was saying, I said we have 6 stages of growth of economic theory. You can classify countries under those 6 economic stages. Like where we are today in Canada, America, United States of America, London, and all. Those are the state of high mass consumption. They can produce everything. Most of like 85% of what they want, 85% of what they need, aside maybe food, sometimes that they import from South America and other countries and all. That is why they call it in economy. We call it those that the countries that have attained state of high mass consumption. Then in our Nigeria as a case study, Nigeria has just passed traditional society. Those days where you see people, those early days where they do trade by barter and all. Nigeria is still in the preconditions to take-off stages. A country like that, most of their SMEs need money. 85 to 86% of their SMEs need money. So that is why you have institutions like the Central Bank of Nigeria, who gives these people credit, who watch over those SMEs, who make them thrive by their policies, who also protect them. Whether John likes it or not, because I wouldn't want to start talking about the Naira redesign. But the Naira redesign brought a lot of pains to every Nigerian living in Nigeria. I don't live in Nigeria now, but I knew the pain my family went through. I have a mother in Nigeria. I have a father in Nigeria that I support. Let us leave that.
My father is in Nigeria. He didn't go through any pain.
This is my father
is in Nigeria. He didn't go through any pain.
Yeah, please tell him to comport himself. Don't speak in my 5 minutes.
I said my father is in Nigeria and he did not go through any pain. Come and beat me.
You are going to take me back. Don't.
Come and beat me. Come and
beat
me.
Come
beat me now. Come beat me. Come beat me. Come beat me. Come beat me. I don't talk. Come beat me. I don't talk. Come beat me. Abobi, come beat me. Abobi, come beat me now. Abobi, come beat me. As I don't talk, come beat me.
Let me
go Jones.
Now, Emefiele has so desecrated that office, like I said here, such that he not took it upon himself as a CBN governor. He became interested on who to allocate monies to. Oh, INEC will get money for the election. It is none of the CBN's responsibility. He left his core values as a CBN governor. He bought an APC phone by chronic of his friends. He approached the Federal High Court to restrain the Attorney General and INEC not to stop him from contesting that APC presidential election. A public officer in the history of CBN, someone that holds our treasury, does not identify with a political party, not to talk of going to buy an expression of interest form. John, if you have money, your $500 to my $1,000 DF in your platform today evening, go and make your research. If Emefiele allow his chronic to buy his phone and did not come out to deny it or to dispute it, branded vehicle in his name and wanted to contest APC presidential election, if it was right for a CBN governor to do that simply because it was an expression of inform, I will give you $1,000 tonight.
So are you saying are you saying that all the lawyers in Nigeria did not see that?
Maybe the lawyer you have is from Biafra that thinks like you, John. It is simple. A public officer, if you want to take an expression of interest from, I
asked you a simple English question. I said all the lawyers in Nigeria. I didn't say all the lawyers I have. I said all the lawyers in Nigeria.
Based on lawyer, you must resign from your office. And now, to even talk about the Naira redesign, John, are you wiser than the CBN? Are you wiser than the Supreme Court, who gave that judgment and said the policy was done in a haste and does not meet the yearnings and aspiration of every Nigerian, and that they should allow the old currency,
Which Supreme Court?
Supreme Court, but they should allow the old currency to coexist with the new ones, depending on when the new one is sufficiently made available.
The Supreme Court did not understand that they did not have. Excuse me, sir. Is it the Supreme Court? Is it the Supreme Court that they did not have the jurisdiction to be the court of first instance in that matter?
Why do they not have jurisdiction when it
are they supposed to be the court of first instance in that matter?
What could have brought the country? What could have brought the country?
Is the Supreme Court supposed to be the court of first instance in that matter? Answer me.
Your $500 to my 1,000.
Is the Supreme Court? Sir, I asked you a simple question. Is the Supreme Court supposed to be the court of first instance in that matter? That's telling that the judiciary was biased.
Bring your money now. If Emefiele was qualified to vie for that office, to take or to allow his friends and cronies to buy expression of interest come for him. Not only that, he gave money, a CBN governor, first time in the history of Nigerian bank. People went and rallied and said that we are for him for Emefiele. That is politics for a CBN governor, which you ought not to have gotten himself involved in. Then, lastly, John, let me school you about those SMEs. Go and look at IMF reports during the Naira redesign policy. During those times, IMF warnings, he didn't listen. International Monetary Fund. Emefiele killed our SMEs, the SMEs that CBA, that the central bank was built to protect, to build, to grow and nurture, so that you and I, all of us can have food. How can you tell a tomato seller in a tomato market? How can you say a fish seller to be using POS, to go cashless, when you have not made it available to them, when the system was not working?
But does the central bank provide POS machines? Does the central bank provide POS machines? Does the central bank provide POS machines?
We have Femi Aderogba in the building. Sorry, guys. Let's hear from Femi Aderogba. In the meantime, if you're watching TikTok, double click. I'm looking for 100 money guns so far. I've gotten 23. Big shout out to all of you. Double click the screen if you're watching on TikTok. Double click the screen. Double click the screen. I'm on 18,700 likes. Let's raise that to about 30K if we can. Double click the screen if you're watching on TikTok right now. Oh yeah. Double click the screen. Share the video. Double click the screen. Follow my #1 gifter on TikTok. My #1 gifter, ladies and gentlemen, Chop Life Gang, my #1 gifter. My #2 gifter, ladies and gentlemen, the fourth man. I'm looking for my #1 and my #2 gifter. You could be my #1 and my #2 gifter. Double click the screen, share the video. If you're watching on YouTube, where are my super chats and my super stickers? A very big shout out to my Facebook people. Temidayo Oyelami just sent me 1,000 stars. 1,000 stars on Facebook. If you want to send me stars on Facebook, go from Instagram to Facebook. Search for Daddy Freeze. DADDYFREEZE. You will see today's video. Click on today's video. Bottom left-hand corner, you'll see how to buy my stars. Once again, if you're watching on YouTube, remember super chats. I'm only going to be reading messages that come with super chats. So if you want to contribute to the topic going on, buy my super chats. Let me see your messages. If you're watching on TikTok, double click the screen, share the video. Double click the screen, share the video. I'm looking for my #1 gifter, my #2 gifter, and I'm looking for 100 money guns. Let's make this happen. Follow my #1 gifter. My #1 gifter is Chop Life Gang. Chop Life Gang has sent me 12 money guns. Follow Chop Life Gang on TikTok. Femi Aderogba, over to you. What is your take about Emefiele?
All right, good evening, everyone. Well, to me, I felt that the arrest of Godwin Emefiele is actually a good development, honestly. And the only point of concern or area of concern is it lawful or not lawful? Actually, the DSS actually requested for a pass from the court to actually arrest Godwin Emefiele, but they rejected the application, and that makes it look like they disrespected the rule of law, for arresting him. But there was also some other factors that actually triggered the arrest of Emefiele. Number one, let me first say something to John, because John was bringing the argument from tribal perspective. No, we ought to be objective as much as we can. Number one is that Emefiele case has been on the table of DSS even before President Buhari before he emerged as the president of Nigeria. He has always been on the news since, what was it called? Since, like, I think 2 years ago, when the SSS tried to arrest him, but President Buhari was giving him a cover. So that automatically means that Emefiele arrest today or yesterday is not linked to tribal war, tribal sentiment. That's number one. Number two there is that he was arrested. It's not that he was jailed. Anybody can be arrested. So far you are holding a top position in Nigeria and they find some of your activity questionable, they can arrest you. Look at Governor Fayemi of Ekiti State. It was, what's it called? It was ordered by EFCC to submit himself to the office here in Kwara State and eventually came for questioning. So I want John to understand that the DSS arresting Emefiele does not translate that they are going to jail him. They find him questionable in certain areas of his operation while he was the CBN governor, and they decided to arrest him. So that should not actually be the bone of contention. And he has been linked to several activities. Number one, they link him to like maybe the terrorism funding of a thing. Number two, they were also suspecting that the way is, you know, is just getting loans from even outside the country that is questionable. Look at it. There was a place we were before Emefiele came in. There is a place we are now that Emefiele came in. And another perspective that John is giving to you, which is the tribal, is that don't forget that in 2014, it's like 2015, Lamido was also arrested. In fact, they seized Lamido passport so that he will not travel out. So if a governor, or sorry, if a CBN governor was arrested, what do you say? Okay, so if a CBN governor was arrested just for questioning, I don't see a reason why we should now start talking of tribal sentiment whatsoever. In fact, that guy deserves to be arrested, considering many things he has done. Number one, where have we had in the world that a serving CBN governor will decide to contest for presidency? A sitting CBN governor, not a retired CBN governor. That automatically means that him personally he has links in the government that is even favoring. So I personally, I don't see us making a case out of nothing. It's as good as we are making a case out of nothing. He's not the first person to be arrested, and he's not the first person to be questioned. So I don't see a reason why we should be debating this or we should be linking this to tribal sentiment. And I think John is acting like the Ohaneze, the Igbo groups who actually condemn what's it called? Who actually condemned the arrest of Emefiele. And I will still say it again that this should not be a tribal stuff. Anybody that is questionable is found wanting by the law should submit himself for questioning. But when he's not being given the opportunity to speak with his lawyer, that's when we could keep raising argument that, oh, what the government is doing is not right. But so far they arrested him because he wanted to travel out. You know, he wanted to Japan as well. And that was why that was even the primary reason they intercepted him. Yeah, he went to Japan now. Maybe he wants to avoid questioning. So you just be making headline that we couldn't see the CBN governor, someone that served for almost 6 years, and he wants to Japan, he wants to avoid questioning. Why did he even want to leave the country unaware, if not the fact that he has skeleton in his cupboard? So let's always talk about the real issues, not about tribe, because this is the tribe that even caused Peter Obi the failure he did. Let's leave the past behind. Let's focus on what the government is doing. If it's wrong, we will criticize it. If it's good, we say well done. To me, and you know John very well that I am in fact all-time critic of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, but on this particular one, honestly, I rated him A for arresting Emefiele and for inviting him for questioning. They've not treated him bad. They didn't put alcohol in his hand. They even ushered him with a good car, and they put him in their in their custody for questioning. So that should not be a bone of contention or why we should start putting everything on culture, on tribe, or on anything. It is good that they arrested him. Let him present himself. Whatever question they are asking him, let him provide evidence where it be. Well, if it's uncertain, let him call his or his subordinate to provide data. Simple as ABC. That's my submission actually.
All right, Femi. Let me end here. We're coming back later on tonight to gossip, and of course, we're going to be live.
Daddy, please, before you go,
church.
this bet, that bet should come on. I agree. My $500 on his $1,000.
I'm here.
I'm here. $500 on his $1,000. Okay, let's go that bet.
Yeah, that he was supposed to have resigned from that office. I'm here.
To buy a nomination, form, an expression of interest form. He does not have to resign. Daddy, please.
He has to be. No, John, you're missing things up. Let me tell you something. Wait, John, wait. Hold on, John.
Guys,
the point is, if you are a public officer,
I want us to understand the English in this bet, please. First, he does not need to resign.
But with the position he holds as a CCA governor,
bro,
he does not even need to
my $500 or your $1,000.
Right, he does not even need to identify with a.
Do you agree? Yes or no? No, let's not take it far. My $500 or your $1,000. That's the fees you did here.
Yes, it's not by shouting. John, I have it now. Let's do it this evening. We'll pay it.
Bro,
John,
I know that.
Now hold on.
Yes.
Clearly spell out the
That's what I'm
bet
trying to say.
clearly.
He does not need to resign to express an interest in an internal party affair.
Yeah, please
An
check out
internal party affair.
It's not John.
but are you aware of the impartiality aspect of public
Do you agree? Yes or no? Let's not talk too much.
Whoever which we pay 20% commission